Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going over the top teams for endless difficulty of the Orson Dream Realm boss. So there's 6 different teams I have saved in the formations. One of them I came up with on my own because I realized a lot of the top teams people were running, they were all using like either Rainier or Twins. So I came up with one that just basically has Friesto as the only Hypogean Celestial that did get a pretty good score. So we're going to lead it off with that one. So Puzzles, free-to-play team. So this is going to be main Frester in front of Mikola, Illusion in front of Sonja. The team formation is going to be very similar to Elysion's team, but basically rather than Rainier, I'm using Sonja. And that is like a common thing you can try to think. If you see Rainier in a team, you can try replacing him for another debuffer, or you can try replacing him for a buffer, like Sonja, for example. And I think this is really good because Sonja is going to be buffing up Odie and the main Festo, who are both going to be high damage contributors in this boss. And we have Smokey up front to be healing our entire team. And Sonja will be dealing decent damage herself. We also have the Blade Summon spell. If you're using Odie as a damage dealer, Blade Summon is usually the way you want to go, because it will cause the defense of the boss to be reduced, increasing Odie's damage and also increasing Sonja's damage. But for the Friestos, like Vicious Sting and the Smokey's Blue Aura, those are HP per second damage, and so Blade Summon or even like defense reduction is not going to impact that or even improve that damage. But yeah, for the other ones, it is going to matter. Okay, so in endless difficulty, when you're using HP per second damage dealers, it's less important for you to actually reduce the combat or the fury of the boss, because the fury of the boss is going to cause him to have damage reduction up to like I think 80% damage reduction. However, your HP per second damage is not going to be affected by that. Odie's and Sonja's damage is going to be affected by that. However, we have the Blade Summon spell. We also have the Charms of Sonja to try and reduce some of the defenses of the boss, and they still end up dealing a decent amount of damage. Like Odie does 12 billion, Sonja 7 billion. So this is not a bad score. It's not going to be like a top team. However, if you don't have Rainier but you do have Frester Bill, I think this is a good team you can try. And it seemed pretty safe. It didn't seem like any survival issues. Definitely, you could try Elsa if you have Elsa. Maybe replace Sonja for Elsa. That could be a good option, because then that would reduce the fury of the boss, and that could slightly increase Odie's damage. Okay, now we're going to show you guys Elysion's team. So Elysion's team is going to be exactly the same, except Rainier instead of Sonja. Main Frester in front of Mikola, Rainier in front of Odie, Smokey, and then Illusion Frester with the Blade Summon spell. This is going to be a better overall team than the Sonja version, because Rainier's charms are going to convert some of Odie's damage into true damage, and also the boss is going to have the debuff of Rainier, causing him to take a little bit more damage from Odie. So overall, this is better than Sonja. However, Sonja is not bad either. Honestly, she did really well, and especially in endless difficulty bosses, buffers like Sonja or plus 10 exclusive equipment of Shakir, they're going to be great because they're going to give you attack to your key carries, whether it be the Fresto or in this comp it is Odie. You can even give the buffs to Smokey. That can help his damage as well. So this team can get around, I think, 51 or maybe even more, 52 billion damage, depending on the level of upgrades on your heroes. If you had Odie's legendary charms, Rainier's legendary charms, the potential of this is even higher. But yeah, we're going to get around 52 billion damage with this team comp from Elysion. Okay, now we're going to move on to the other team options. So we have a team from Crow. So this is going to be the Harak team without Rainier. So it is like, if you have Harak built, you probably also have Frester built, and I'm going to assume you also have Elsa built as well. Elsa is going to be important, but again, if you don't have Elsa, you can try replacing her for Sonja, like we said. And I would just try to buff up like one of the Frestos and the Harak together, or Harak and the Smokey, basically. Those are going to be good value targets to be buffing up with Sonja. So main Frester in front of the Harak, Illusion in front of the Elsa, Smokey off to the side, and Mikola in the corner with the Harmonic spell. Harmonic spell is going to become, in endless difficulty, Harmonic spell is one of the best artifacts because of the amount of attack stat it will provide you. And attack is the only way of ramping up damage from HP per second damage dealers like Fresto, and even the final hit of the ultimate cast of Harak. That is HP per second damage. So yeah, Harmonic spell is the best way to amplify that damage output. So Harak is doing great in Orson, and the overall top team of today is going to be using Harak as well, but this is like a budget Harak team version, like only using Frester and Harak together, and it is getting a really solid score, like over 70 billion damage, which is insane. And you should also try this team multiple times. Based on your RNG, you could get a better score. Like, yeah, 73.5 billion. People have gone up to 76 billion damage with this exact team right here. So definitely there's RNG involved in any Harak related team. But look at that Harak damage, and Harmonic Spell is just going to help you like ramp up, maximize your damage and also your haste. So that's really good. But still, of course, in my server, that is not enough even to get in the top 10, which is ridiculous. Okay, now we're going to go to the top performing teams. So we have a team from Fuchsia, which is actually pretty free-to-play friendly, just using Frestro and the Twins. So the overall best team is the one with Shakir, but I want to show you guys the Sonja one first, in case you don't have Shakir plus 10 exclusive equipment. But honestly, you probably would have Shakir plus 10 if you have the Twins and Frestro built as well. So we're going to go ahead. This is basically the formation. Sonja buffing up the Frestro and the Mikola, and Smokey off in the corner or on the right side. So main Frestro in front of Sonja, Illusion to the side, Lila pink-haired in the back, Elijah blue-haired in the front, with the Harmonic Spell again to ramp up your damage as much as possible. So Sonja is a good replacement for Shakir if you don't have a plus 10 exclusive equipment, or you can use like Sonja can be a good replacement for Rainier, like we saw. So basically these are the key heroes you want to think about when you're thinking about improving your damage, but you're missing out on some options. So you might be wondering, why is Smokey off on the side all of the time? It is because in this boss, I think Orson does have a knockup attack. Crystal Beetle definitely does, and so having the Smokey off to the side is basically going to prevent him from being interrupted. And also, because we force the Orson boss to walk up towards our team, our blue aura from Smokey is still going to be hitting him, as well as providing the buff to all of your team. Like here, it's providing like attack buff to everyone on the field. So this is going to be a good team. It is better with Shakir rather than Sonja. However, even with Sonja, as you can see, this is going to be getting a top score, even better than the Harak team. And it is using just Frestro and Twins. So if you have these two built up, you're really going to be sorted and basically set for a lot of endless Dream On bosses. Other than those specific ones like Thalassa, yeah, where you need range damage dealers. But yeah, we're still rank 11, which is just ridiculous. Like, even with a team like that getting 75 billion damage. Okay, so now we have the Shakir version. So Shakir version, also pretty free-to-play friendly, just Frestro and the Twins. Again, the positioning is exactly the same. Main Frestro in front of Shakir, Illusion off to the side. And then you're going to have Lila pink-haired in the back, and Elijah blue-haired in the front. And that is basically the team positioning. Now this one is going to do quite a bit better than the Sonja team we showed, because Shakir is really the dream hero you want. And now look at this. He's in a position where he's going to be buffing up almost your entire team from right here. Unfortunately, it looks like he is... I don't know if his buff is reaching Smokey. It seems like Smokey might just be exactly one tile out of range. But anyway, it is going to be ramping up the damage of the Frestros, which is important. I wonder if there's any RNG related to the positioning of Shakir in this comp. We'll see what score we get, because you would really want to ideally have the Shakir buffing up the Smokey, but maybe that might not be possible. This team has gotten up to 81 billion damage for people today, so let's see. If we hit 81 billion, then that means that basically this is probably... the positioning can't be improved that much. But yeah. Yeah, this is a huge record. I think this is the way to go. Yeah, 79.5 billion damage. Definitely with RNG, you could hit up to 81. Unfortunately, it just looks like the Shakir is not in range to buff up the Smokey, but look at that. Look at the... It's just all about the Frestro. You don't even care about buffing the Smokey or not. 58.6 billion damage from Frestro. Are you kidding me? Is because of the haste buff from the Twins, Mikola, Shakir, the attack buff from Shakir, and the attack buff from Smokey. This basically, you are going to ramp up. And now look at, you see all of these 5 heroes we have on this team. This is what I imagine the dream team is going to be when we make it to Mythic Magic Charms. Because like, that is going to make Shakir's attack buff even more valuable. It is going to, and it's just going to ramp up Frestro as crazy, as like much as possible. But maybe Ludovic will have a place as well. Ludovic potentially instead of Smokey or something like that. Yeah, Ludovic probably will. Because with all of this haste, Ludovic also goes crazy. Because basically the Vicious Sting of Frestro, it can stack onto the enemies. And so the more haste you have, the lower cooldown it is for the skill. And you can keep recasting it and keep reapplying it. But yeah, it is still only top 8 of this server. Okay, now guys, we are going to show you the overall top team, which is a team from Flower. It is using Harak, it is using the Twins, and Frestro, and Rainier. So it is a very pay-to-win team, but this is the overall top performing team, getting up to 90 billion damage for some people today. So it is going to be Illusion in the front of the Rainier. Main Festro and Harak are going to be linked by the Stellar Bond. And I believe it is Elijah, which is the blue-haired up front, and Lila, pink-haired in the back with the Mikola. So still right now Harak is dominating over the Shakir teams, but I do believe that is going to change when we get the Mythic Magic Charms and Shakir becomes an even crazier attack buffer. I expect things to change quite a lot when that happens. But for right now, yeah, Harmonic Spell with the Festro is going to deal a lot of damage. It's just crazy because the twins combined with Mikola together, that is already over 100 haste to your allies. Not including all other forms of haste that they might be getting. Like they could even have haste from their raw base stats. Usually heroes have up to 20 haste from that. And also the legendary plus of the twins gives another 15 haste to your allies. And when we get ultimate power onto the twins from Mythic Magic Charms, it will give even more haste from their ultimate cast. Okay, we're probably going to have to do quite a few runs to get our top score. 87.3 billion is really solid. Like, I think the top for today is 90 billion. But we're going to look for if we can get higher than that. So yeah, of course, Harak is going to be dominating. But Fresh are dealing a really reasonable amount of damage as well. Okay, guys, we got a new record off the first skip. And we did get into the rank 1 position. Okay, I'm happy with that. We will just end it off right here. And I hope you guys were able to use one of these teams to get a top score for Dream Realm today. If there are any other teams which worked for you, feel free to share them in the comment section. And if you guys are not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe. We're on our road to 20,000 subscribers. Let's try to hit that before the end of the season. Also, guys, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. We have over 2,800 active members, and we chat about everything related to AFK Journey there. So I look forward to seeing you guys there. A link to that is in the description of this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.